95% of your target market does not know you exist. If you're running a B2B firm, you're likely only visible to 1 to 5% of your target market, or potentially even lesser than that. And this video is going to be about how you can 10x your qualified lead flow in the next 60 days. So, we build and run AI email infrastructure for B2B service companies. For context, my name is Angad. I run RenoRamp, and we've actually used this ourselves. I've just seen a lot of B2B service companies that have basically no way to get in new lead flow, any sort of new qualified inquiries, because it's all just based on word of mouth or referrals, which again is fantastic. But solely relying on that results in acquisition being out of our control, which is not ideal if you're a business owner. That is where this type of AI email infrastructure comes into play. We would be able to get you 20 meetings guaranteed in the next 60 days, or we keep going. This has pay per meeting in terms of its structure, so that there's aligned incentives, there's no big retainer, no giant setup fee risk. And this is a 60-day pilot to prove this for you, after which we can continue management. Now, why does this work? It's because AI emails outperform plain cold email. Now, in general, if you're trying to reach out to a business, there will be a few different ways. If it's just referrals, that's fine, you can't control it. But when it comes to methods we can control, ads, for example, can work, but you will not be able to reach out to all of your decision makers. It's difficult to target them, especially if there's a small amount of them. And whenever you use any sort of advertising platform, it takes quite a bit of ad spend. Like Meta, for example, for B2B, we've seen that it takes at least 3 to 10K to actually crack ads before it starts being profitable at maybe a 1 to 1.5x upfront ROAS, which is your return on ad spend, which is not ideal. And this is also if you're actually doing it right and you know what you're actually getting into. This is why we go and use AI emails, because a lot of the decision makers, a lot of the people who we want to contact in terms of B2B deals are actually alive on email, especially if they have a decent business. And with this method, we're able to provide personalized touch points at scale with a low time investment on our end, and it's high leverage. Plus, it's a higher return because, again, it's a low monetary investment too. When you talk about plain cold emails, traditionally they take a ton of contacts, right? Like 5K plus per unqualified short call. Whereas AI cold email, in our experience this year itself, has taken 400 or less. Again, depends on your industry, especially if you have a great track record, it can take even lesser. And if what you're providing has a good value proposition for the prospect, that it can take lesser too. Our open rate has been fantastic, like 60 to 80%, and I'm talking about just with the first email. Reply rate has been better, and we've actually gotten high quality calls with just a qualified decision maker, whereas with the plain cold emails, they tend to be unqualified, and the show rate is also worse. So this just quantitatively is 12 and a half times better, if not more. It actually, we've seen like up to 330 contacts for a call, as low as that, or it can be even lower. Again, depends on your industry. But this is a way where we're quantitatively better by a big margin, at least 12 times, and not to mention qualitatively, the calls are actually qualified versus unqualified. So as you can see, it's a very big difference. It's on a completely different level. Now, why does this matter? It's because, like I said, 95% of your target market will never see your brand. Recently, I was talking to a firm where they're wholesaling. Now, this firm does great work. They also do a residential side, but they want to get more dealers in the Midwest, in the States. And right now, they're only able to reach out to maybe 3% of their target market. And that's assuming it's only 10,000. It can be a lot higher because, again, they're wholesaling, and this is for contractors or bathroom remodelers to be specific. And their target market could be a lot higher. But even if it's just 10,000 in like the Midwest, and they have a email list of around like 350 right now, that's barely a few percent of it. And so most of their target market is not seeing them. That is why this makes sense. Like, it's a scalable, low investment, low time, high leverage method to get in front of decision makers. Plus, it's high quality touch points. That's how you show you care, which is quite important. That's how they get to know you, like you, and then trust you. And again, my name is Angad. This is something that I'm actually doing for our firm too. Like we send thousands of this every day, and we're only going to be scaling this higher as we do this for more firms and getting better at this. Now, why should you even care about this? Right? What is the potential upside? Let's just say your average lifetime value, again, 15,000 is really low if you're in B2B. Let's just say your average lifetime value is even $30,000. You have a 20% close rate, let's just say, right? If you're decent at sales, again, this is cold traffic, so I won't put it higher. And your sales cycle, let's just say, is even 4 weeks. If you're currently only getting about 2 meetings a month because it's, referrals, it's not something that you can control and you have a lot of long-term clients, this is the type of ROI that you should be getting. Would be 7.3xing your total meeting volume in just 60 days. Five closes from those 25 meetings, even if it takes a bit longer, but a 4 week sales cycle tends to be pretty good. And your expected revenue from there would be around $150,000. Again, lifetime value, because these are B2B clients, they tend to be stickier, and lifetime value is generally the most valuable metric that I've seen when we're looking at bringing in clients and looking at the cost, the cost per acquired customer. Let's just say we go to 20 meetings, that's $120,000. 30 meetings, it's $150,000. And the pipeline that we're creating with just 25 meetings, again, a very moderate type of estimation, that's $750,000. Your break even timeline, even with this type of sales cycle, would be about 5 weeks. Not to mention, like in our 60-day pilot, we're very transparent about what we're doing. Full email, full AI email infrastructure built for your ICP. It can be built across multiple products and services too. Targeted lead list 10,000 to 100,000 plus. Again, depends on your size. Uh, the size of your target market, who you're serving, the 15 to 100 branded domains, 30 to 200 Google inboxes. We can use Microsoft too, but this means like they're extremely high quality in terms of how many people see your emails. We include the inbox warm up. It's not conducted during the 60-day pilot. There's live web research, 5 touch follow up sequence, and AI reply agents. So you don't actually have to reply to every email, where we literally will let the interested prospect book on your calendar. And if anybody shows interest, you'll also be informed about it. There will be a perpetual recontact cadence after the initial sequence. There'll be bi-weekly performance reporting. And even before we start, something very important is that we'll define what a qualified meeting means. So whatever your requirements are, like let's just say they need to be a firm of a certain size, or they need to be providing one specific service with roughly these many deals, or have at least like 5 employees, 10 employees, that matters, and we'll be including that. I mean, and the best thing is after 60 days, these domains are yours to keep. You have full access to your inboxes, contacts links, the contact list, sequences, copy, the leads, they all stay with you. You can also license our AI infrastructure to run it in house, or we can continue full on management because it handle everything. There's no lock and no penalty for leaving. So with a process like this, where we're able to actually bring in uh, roughly like $150,000 in a single run, or even let's just say $100,000, if we reduce your average lifetime value, I wouldn't recommend you work with us if it's less than 10,000, just because it works best this way. Plus, like I'm factoring in profit margins too to actually make this worthwhile for you. But let's just say it's $10,000. We get in about 25 meetings and we close about five of them. That's like about $50,000 in revenue from just a 60-day pilot with us. Now, with that, we have two pricing structures. It's either 5,000 flat, we guarantee 20 qualified meetings, or we work for free until we get it. And the performance is simple. It's just a small setup fee to cover infrastructure costs. And beyond that, we're paid for meetings delivered, and it scales obviously with the volume. Whichever structure you guys like, whichever one that you want to use to actually scale your B2B business, feel free to let me know. We have this website, it's renoramp.com/commercial. Feel free to check it out, or you can book a call below. Thanks.